Hi there, myself Rakesh and welcome back to my channel. In this video, we are going to learn what is Maestro, why we should learn Maestro. If you are a beginner and you're not aware of Maestro, what are the sample use cases you should start with? Overall, we are going to learn many things around how to use this new tool. So why delay? Let's get started. Let's first see how to access Maestro. For this, you have to log into cloud.uipath.com and be on the automation cloud page. After this, click on this breadcrumb symbol and then look for Maestro. If the Maestro is not available in the initial list, you can click on more and check if you have Maestro listed as one of the service. All you have to do, click on this Maestro and wait for a second and you would see this is the tool we were talking about, UiPath Maestro. So once you are on Maestro, what should you do next here? So the very first step on Maestro is start modeling. So all you have to do, click on start modeling. This is how the modeling tool would appear. It will take you to UiPath Studio and here it says agentic process. You would have process 1. All you have to do, the very first thing is change the name to something else. So for that, all you do, click on this project explorer. Before that, on the right hand side, you would find something called autopilot that might pop out. All you have to simply minimize it. The very first thing, let's give it a name. So this is our very first Maestro project. So what I will do, I'll go to Project Explorer. Here is the button. Click on this button and then I'm going to right click on this and I'm going to rename it to say my very first project. You can give your name. Okay, my very first project or a simple project, sample project, whatever you like, you can give it. And in the process BPN also, I'm going to rename it. I will say process my first project. So these are the two things you should do and click on whatever name you would like. Okay, I just gave some name and then you should minimize the project explorer. Before we continue any further on the Maestro tool, we need to answer one important question. What is UiPath Maestro? UiPath created Maestro specifically to support agentic process automation. Why are you really learning UiPath Maestro? For agentic process automation. UiPath Maestro is a tool that helps you design, manage, and monitor your business process end to end. Now let's understand a little deeper. Why to use UiPath Maestro? Agentic automation involves smart agents, the AI agents. You will have humans in the loop. You will have automations or the bots also doing the parts. So there are three elements coming. One is the AI humans, the AI agents. Second is humans. And the third one is the automations or the bots that can act autonomously or collaboratively. UiPath Maestro is a central tool that lets you model. You saw the very first thing you saw is start modeling. So you will design that entire process flow and then tell where human will come, where agents will come, where robots will come. Model, manage and monitor these agentic workflows visually. Now what it helps you, it gives you a visual tool where you can see, okay, what is happening, how it is happening, where it went, who did what. So you should be able to see it visually. Now this is interesting to see and we are going to do that in this video. Let's understand the interface little in detail. On the right hand side, you see there is something called a property panel with this kind of icon. When you click on this panel will open. And this panel has a property and a XML element, we will see that. And then there's something called open run output. You will be able to see your outputs. And then on the right hand side, on the left hand side, you have the project explorer, you have open issue panel, and you have open change history. So this is our couple of elements. And then you have the BPMN elements. BPMN stands for business, process, model, and notation. How to use all of them, we are going to see that. And on the top ribbon, you have test step by step, and publish the project that you have created on Maestro to Orchestrator. So all these things you are going to learn in this video. Now we are going to create a very simple process. What you have to do, simply do it with me. Whatever I'm doing, just follow it and you will understand in next few minutes. So this is our canvas of the designing panel on which we would start our very first simple process. So click on the start event. You might see the autopilot popping out just to help you. Don't worry, simply minimize it. And then in this one, all you do, click on, there is something called an intermediate event. You see there's an intermediate event, simply click on it. You again see the autopilot, slightly minimize it. That's all. It will not pop out several times after you have one element. So here, this is the intermediate event I have added. If you click on this, highlight that and then click on change element. Simple. And then here there is a something called timer intermediate catch event. Just click on it. So you see there's a timer has come. So what is the purpose of this icon? It is quite simple. The purpose of this icon is to give some delay. When this event will start, you give some delay. And how you give a delay? You select this and there's a property panel here you would find, right? If you click on this, it will minimize. If you open this, the property panel would appear. In the property panel of this event, simply click on it and then click on duration. And how much duration delay I would like to give? Maybe let's say 10 seconds. Click on this icon and then you would find year, month, weeks, days, what is the delay you would like to give. So for this demo purpose, I'm going to set it to, let's say, 15 seconds, 10 to 15 seconds. Okay, you can take a number. So I've given 15 seconds. I'm going to click outside. So what would happen if you go back to this property here, the value is saying PT15S. Okay, I'll keep myself to the left of the window. So you can see PT15S. That means project 15 second, 15 means 15 seconds delay you have given. That's how it has appeared. Nothing to do with the property anymore. I'm going to minimize. After this, I'm going to use a decision box. Okay, simply drag and drop a decision box. Are you doing it? So just follow this. Just put this decision box, you put it, this one. Okay, so once you have put this decision box, then what you do, then highlight this and then select this icon. This is called a task icon. Click on the task icon and I'm going to slightly adjust it to the right. Okay, and double click on this task icon and simply say task A. Once again, highlight this particular icon. This has become red. Don't worry about it. And then add one more task. And I'm going to drag this task here. And I'm going to double click and name it as task B. So it is like a path. Start your event, have some delay, come here, and based on the input, it should decide which path to go. I'm going to highlight the task A and I'm going to end it. Similar way, task B and hit on this end event. And here, if you double click, you can write end A and I'm going to write end B. Okay. Now, how in the start event only you will provide an input. So I'm going to write a comment here saying provide path input. So here you have to provide the input. Okay, you can hit on the shift key, and you can drag. Okay, shift key and you can drag your diagram left to right or bottom, whatever you like. Okay, now what it gives you an understanding. Here you are going to ask the input. Based on input, here there should be a delay. I'm going to double click and write delay of 15 seconds we have given. After delay, then it will decide. Okay, I'll double click and I'll say which path. It will decide which path to go based on the input. For example, I'm providing A, it will go to task A and complete. If I say B, it will go to task B and complete. That's the understanding. Now, how would you provide the input? Now, the input is the moment I'm going to run it, you can provide a input. But here you see there are two red lines, meaning, hey, you're not telling me when should I go to task A, when should I go to task B. So what is the condition in simple language? If the user is giving A here, then it should go to task A. If the user is giving B here, then it should go to task B. So there has to be some variable which should carry the value. Like in RPA automation we provide a variable, we provide a value, and that based on the value it will decide which way to go. To create a variable, click on the start event and then click on the property panel to appear. And here this is how it will appear: start event, description, action. So here we will first create a variable because from here it will start. So under the action, see you have none wait for connect event. So nothing to do here, just leave it as it is. Under the argument section, you see there's an output section, there's an argument section. Under the argument section, click on add new. And we are going to create our argument. I'm going to name it as path. And this is a string type of argument, and I'm going to provide a default value. If no value is given, it will take the default value. I'm given a default value called A, and I'm going to hit on save. Have you done until here? Very good. So now I've created a variable. Default value I've given A, but anyways it's going to prompt you if you want to change it during when we test it. Okay, I'll show you that. Now here I'll come to this decision box, and I'm going to click on this red line, the first path. The moment you click on this red line, you see here it is asking, okay, give a name. So I'm going to label it as A. This is A, and give this is a name. So this is B. Okay, I'll go back to the A, and here it is saying condition. In which condition it should go? Like in RE framework, we used to design and put a condition to the transition, right? Similar way, here you are providing a condition. To do this, you have to click on this icon and click on expression editor. In this one, click on insert variable. Just now you created a path string variable. Whatever variable you have given a name, it is going to appear here. Click on this variable. So by default, it will write an expression for you, via variable dot path, and here you have to simply say equals to when the path variable contains the value A, hit on save, then you take this path. So we have put a condition here. Okay, now the red line has gone. Now B is still red, so again highlight on the B, and here in the B what you do, click on the condition once again, expression editor, again insert variable, click on path. Here I'm going to say, hey, when the path variable has a value equals to B, and hit on save, then you take this path. Simply we have provided two conditions here, that's all. Because the user can provide any value. Okay, if it is providing A, then you travel this way. If it is providing B, you travel this way. That's all we are saying. Fine. Now what we are going to do, we have right now designed a simple process. The next thing is I have to run a test. I am going to simply hit on test. The moment you do it, see it is asking, hey, provide a variable value. So let's say we'll start with A. I'm going to provide A and hit on save and test. Okay, so now you see, let me take myself slightly up, and here if you see, the execution is going to start. Look at the bottom panel. So it has started. Delay timer. Now I have given a 15-second delay just so that we can see it quite clearly. You see, now it is visually I can see what is happening. Now delay is complete. Now it is in the which path. So I have given a value called A, right? So you see task A. So task A got completed, end A got completed, and you have the logs here. Task A, end A. So it has taken the first path. Fine. Let's test once again. Okay, let's go to designer mode, come back again, test, and this time I'm going to give a value called B, and I'm going to hit on save and test. Okay, now if I do save and test, let's see, let's wait for this to appear. You see, start event has happened. The delay is going on for 15 seconds. And then it will come to which path. This time I have provided B. That means this task should get executed. Okay, let's wait for a few seconds. All right. Which path? Now you see task B got a green tick mark. So meaning your execution happened in the path B. Fine. Let's go back to designer mode. Let's say if any other value is provided, or let's say it's not A, it's not B, it's any other value, then it should go to another task called task any, for example. I'll select this. I'm going to add one more task and I'm going to say task any. And then I'm going to click on this. I'm going to put an end event and I'm going to say end any. Okay, so here it is asking for a condition. I'm going to click on this and I'm going to open the property panel. Okay, and here I'm going to say any. Right, and here I have to write a condition. What condition I have to write? The value of path should not be A or B. We will click on this condition and click on expression editor. In this one, let's select the path variable. So vars.path is equals to. This is the C# syntax, and I'm going to say A. And then I'm going to say, and that for that you will be using ampersand ampersand. Then I have to write vars.path equals to B. Means, so sorry, I have to say not equals to, right? So for not equals to, use a exclamation mark instead of equals to exclamation mark. So what I have written here, the path should not be value A or should not be, and the value should not be also B, not equals to B. So this is the expression I have written with the ampersand symbol, two ampersand symbols, and I'm going to hit on save. All right, now what we have to do, simply run it. Just minimize the panel and keep the diagram, and then I'm going to hit on test, and I'm going to give a value. You can give any value, let's say D, E, F, whatever, right, which is not A or B. So let's give C, for example, and hit on save and test. Okay, I'm going to move myself to the top corner. Now let's see what's going to happen. All right, now you see it has started, delay is going on. All right, now this has gone. Now and any, so it is going to any. Just wait for a second. You see, now the any has been executed. So now you have understood this Maestro, how it functions. You got a very simple example to understand the concept of Maestro, how it works. The next thing we are going to learn is how do you publish this particular project to Orchestrator. For this, I'm going to click on this breadcrumb symbol and go to Orchestrator, open Orchestrator. Once Orchestrator is open, let's create a folder. I'll go to tenant and here I'm going to click on folders. Let's create a folder called Maestro. Maestro, and I'm going to name it as projects, Maestro projects. Okay, and here I'm going to click on create. So I can create its own package feed. You can create, okay, create a new package feed for this folder, and I'm going to hit on create. So by this, what would happen? I have got the Maestro folder got created. Coming back to our Maestro project, I'm going to hit on publish. And then here I can put a change log. This is my very first Maestro sample project, and it will show your version number. Now in the location, it will show you all different options. So it has a tenant process feed, Maestro project. We have created a Maestro project just now. So here I am going to select the Maestro projects feed because I have created a folder called Maestro projects. And in this, I want this project to go. I've selected it and I'm going to hit on publish. Wait for a few seconds and you will get a message version 1.0 project, my very first project, published successfully. Let's switch to the orchestrator. In the orchestrator, I'm going to click on Maestro projects. I'll go to automations and here let's click on click on Maestro projects, go to automations and here you have the folder packages. So here if you see, my very first project has appeared. Okay, it has appeared and all I have to do, I have to create a process. Go to process, add process, select the package, my very first project. The version number would automatically appear and it is asking the input, the path. We have created an argument called path. I'm going to give it a value, let's say C, or let's say give it D, any value. And then after that, I'm going to hit on next, and then nothing to do here. You can give it a name. If you don't give a name, it will automatically take the project name, my very first project. The same thing, let it appear. And here nothing to do. All you have to do, click on create. All right, success, your process was added in the folder. Now let's close this. Go back to Maestro project. Under automation process, you see my very first project has appeared. Now all you have to do, simply hit on this small start a job. There's a small button. Click on start a job. And here I have provided a value called B and I'm going to hit on start. Before you hit on start, any user robot account, go here and I'm simply selecting run as myself personal automation and hit on start. Now you see the job of my very first has been queued to start and here it's, if you see, it's running. While that is running, let's go back to our Maestro. In the Maestro, let's go to Maestro. And in the Maestro, there is something called process instances. Click on process instances and here you would find your my very first project. If you click on this, okay, and here your diagram has appeared. If you see it here, the diagram has appeared and right now it's all showing 000. If you look at the job has a green tick mark, means it has run. I'll go to Maestro. Here if it doesn't appear, just refresh this particular screen. And if you slightly maximize, you see the process has run. It is saying 1 completed. And here if you see, the event has started, delay has happened. Which path is, you see the green tick mark is there 1. And here if you see, the task B has 1 because we have given B as the input, hence the task B got a green tick mark. So I can clearly see, okay, this is what the automation has run through. Now let's go back once again. Let's go to the process and hit on start again. And this time let me provide the value, let's say A. And I'm going to hit on start. Okay, again, let's select run as myself, personal automation, start it, and it's running. Now, meanwhile, I'll simply refresh this page. Okay, let's check the orchestrator. It's saying running. All right, let's refresh. I think it's still running. Okay. Now, if you see here, it has run it. You see a start event and it has taken the end day. Let's do one thing. Let's run once again. Go to the process, start, and here I'm going to give the value C or any other value. Let's say E. Then the any should run. I'm going to hit on start. Okay, before I hit on start, let me select it and hit on start. All right, now it's pending. Now it's running. What I will do, I'll simply refresh this. Okay, I'll go one step back. Okay, so this one, the one that you see, you just have to click on this. So if I click on this, I should be able to see what is really happening live. You see, I can see it live. Delay. Okay, now the decision has come. All right, now you see, now I can see task. This has been, so this is how you would be able to see it live. Okay, once again, I'm going to show you. Let's go back. For example, anytime you want to see process instance, you open your project. Okay, So now this is the project. Okay, now this is all blank. Now what I will do, I'm going to simply hit on run this process once again in the orchestrator, and I'll give some value. Let's say, let's give C, or let's say E, F, G. Let me give some value, some other value, and hit on start. Sorry, hit on start, and then go back to Maestro. And in the Maestro, if you refresh, you see one instance with this kind of a running. Open that instance, and here you'll be able to see it live. Okay, I'll slightly minimize this and maximize this one. So the delay is happening. I am seeing it all live. You see which path, because I have given a different value, it should go to task any. You see the task any got executed. So this is how you should be able to live monitor the project that are running. So this is a sample project so far we have learned. Now we will move to the next stage. So what is that next stage? For this, open UiPath Studio. In the studio, you have to click on process. We are going to create a new process for the task A. So I'm going to say task A. Okay, this is the new process I'm going to create, task, and let's put a hyphen and say, hey, A, task A, and I'm going to click on create. All right, let the project load. All right, now the project has loaded in the studio, and I'm using 2025, the recent version of the studio, what is available now. I'm using it. And in this one, this is the activities. I'm going to click on the activities, and this is your projects panel. This is your set of activities. The very first thing, I would have a message box. Now it is very important, before you start building any complex automations, focus on the concept, how the concept works. Once you have understood, then it will be easy for you to build complex projects. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to help you with the concept, how it works. So we have created a project called task A. I'm going to drag and drop a message box, and here I'm going to write a small message. Hey there, I am task A. My job is to do addition of two numbers. So this is the message box which is going to appear, and below that I'm going to click on this plus sign, and I'm going to use an input dialog box, and I'm going to double click on this, and I'm going to give a dialog, first number, double quote, first number, and input label I will say enter your first number, enter your first number, colon, space, and here it should be a text box, and whatever the user is going to enter, I'm going to save it in the variable called first number. Hit on enter. Okay, and this variable, right, this variable first number should be an integer type. How do you see the variable? Click on this data manager. Okay, so here you have the first number. I'm going to click on integer. Done. Minimize the data manager. So your first number variable is created. Simply I'm going to copy paste below, and I'm going to simply change it second number, and I'm going to say enter your second number, and this variable I'm going to delete, control plus K, and I'm going to say second number. Hit on enter. Again go to data manager and make it to integer. Okay, and finally it's going to show the output. So I'm going to click on this, and then I'm going to have a message box, and in the message box I'm going to sum and show the output. So what is the very first number? It is kept in the first number variable, plus then I have the second number variable. Okay, these are two integers, so I'm going to code them, and I'm going to say dot to string, dot to string. All right, first number plus second number, dot to string. Hit on save. Now before I publish this, let's run it. Let's see how it works. Okay, so here it is a message box. Hey there, I'm task A. My job is to do addition of two numbers. Okay. It's asking the first number. Let's say enter 10. And the second number I'm going to enter 20. Click on OK. And in the message box, it is showing the out 30. So this is a pretty simple task or the project we have created. I'm going to save this and I'm going to hit on this button. This is called a publish button. Hit on publish button. And here it is saying task A, the version number is this. Hit on next. And here, very important, I'm going to store it where? You want to store it in the orchestrator personal field? Would you like to store it in the orchestrator tenant process field? Where exactly would you like to store it? It's asking. Now, let me do one thing. Let me cancel this. Remember, we have created a project folder, right? And the project folder is Maestro project. So select Maestro project here. So here in the down below, it has changed to Maestro project. After you do this, again hit on publish, hit on next. And in this one, I should be able to see Maestro project feed. I would select this, hit on next and hit on publish. Now this project got published in the task A. All right. Similar way, let's go back to home. I'm going to copy this entire thing. Let's go to home, create a process, and I'm going to name it as task -b. And I'm going to hit on create. And the one that I had copied, we try to paste it, it has come. Now all I will do, I'll slightly make changes. I am task B and my job is to do subtraction of two numbers. Save it. First number is fine. Now let's go to variable panel and create the variable first number, and I'm going to make it as integer. Done. And for the second number, I'll create another variable. I'll create one more variable here called second number, and this should be integer. Done. Okay, so all the errors have gone, and here what I will do, I will simply do a minus and hit on save. So two simple processes basically we have created. Let's run this. So when I'm running the task B, it is saying, hey, there I am task B. My job is to do subtraction of two numbers. Okay, fine. And I'm going to enter a number, let's say 20. And the second number I'm going to enter 10. And the output is saying 10. 20 minus 10 is equal to 10. So I got it. Now I'm going to hit on publish. Next. And here I'm going to select the Maestro project where I would like to push this particular process. Hit on publish. So now both the process has been published. Let's go to Orchestrator now. So I am on the Orchestrator. In the Orchestrator, I'll go to Maestro projects and I'll go to folder packages, and you see task A, task B, both the projects have appeared here. All I have to do, click on the process and let's create process for both the projects that we have pushed to Orchestrator. I'm going to click on add process, select the task A, and I'm going to hit on next, and hit on create. Pretty simple. Hit next, clear. So this is created. So if you see task A, process is created. Similar way, let's create one more process by hitting on add process, select the task B, hit on next, hit on create. Okay, so both the process now created task A, task B. We'll go to Maestro. Okay, we'll go back to the same Maestro project. And here in the task A, what you do, select the task A, open the property panel and click on the property panel. And in the property panel, what you do, here the actions would be blank. By default, it will be like this, none. What you do, click on this action. Here is the action. Click on the action. And here I am going to select a process called start and wait for RPA workflow. Okay, RPA related workflow. So RPA, I'm going to select the RPA workflow. Now here in the drop down, you should be able to see both the process. So because it's task A, I'm going to select task A. Okay, same thing I will highlight task B. Task B property panel. Here the action is none. Click on this. Click on start wait for RPA workflow. And here I'm going to select that automation. Which is the automation? Task B is the automation. So now both task A and task B has got an automation. And if you see, the icon has also changed. That means there is some automation is going to run. This is called a service task. This is a small icon. If you see, the icon has changed. All right, now we have added two automations. Now let's see how it is going to work. Now, for example, I'm going to run it. And here I'm going to give the path A. Path A means it will go to task A. Task A means do addition. Hit on save and test. All right, this is getting interesting. So let's run it. Okay, the execution is going to start. So you can see the execution has started. Because I have given input as A, it should come to task A. That means my automation should start and prompt me, hey, I'm task A. All right, so let's wait. So here the task A failed. What is it reason? Incident and element. A failure to start the orchestrator RPA job. Let me have a look in the orchestrator why it has failed. To fix this failure, the very first thing let me try is to run this task A. If I run it, what is happening? The runtime is blank. You see no runtime available. Now how do I fix this? Let me cancel it. Let's go to tenant. Let's go to the folder. So we have created this new folder called Maestro project, right? So tenant and folders. And in this one, I see only my name is there. And in the machines, I don't see any unattended run is there. So let me click on manage machine in folder. And here I have an unattended license. I'm going to select that and I'm going to hit on update. Update machine assignment to Maestro project. The following one machine will be assigned to folder Maestro project. Yes. Okay, done. Now if I go back to Maestro project folder, click on automations, and if I start this job, you see now the production unattended has come. That means it's going to run for me now. Okay, so let me cancel it. Let's go back to Maestro and let me enlarge this and let's start again. Let's see. So again the path remains A. I'm going to hit on save and test. Let's wait this time. All right, so the delay has started. Very good. Now because I have entered A, see the task A is starting to getting executed. So what would happen? Again, it got a failure. Operation return invalid status code 400 could not find any user with the unattended robot permission in the current folder. Let me understand why the problem is still there by coming to Orchestrator. So in this one, let me go to the folder tenant folders Maestro project, and here okay, the machine has been added here. That's fine. But why the problem is coming? Let me hit on Maestro project automations, and if I start this, let me try to run it. Okay, so if I hit on start, so it is giving me an error. Means in my orchestrator itself is not happening, and here I could see there is an error saying you need to assign an account to the folder in order to have valid job. So I don't see any robot account, hence it's saying you have to first assign an account. Okay, makes sense. So let's go back to orchestrator and tenant folders Maestro project, and here I have a attended robot. Okay, so what I will do, I'll click on assign account, and here let me type the name of my robot account. Okay, that's unattended robot Rakesh machine. This is the robot account I had created. I select this and I'm going to select the role as automation user, and I'm going to hit on assign. Okay, now it's assigned. Now let's go to tenants. Sorry, go to Maestro project automation. Let me try to start this. If it runs here, then it should run. Okay, so now if you see the machine has come, the machine has come. Now if I hit on start, if the process is starting here, then it should work. Let's see. Now it's in pending state. Okay, now it is working. Hey there, I'm task A. My job is to do addition of two numbers. Okay, fine. So 10. Let me provide another 10. 10 plus 10, it should show me 20. Okay, so it's working now. So this is working perfectly fine. Now let's go back to Maestro. Let me maximize this page and hit on test. Okay, I'll keep it path A. We have two failures. So let's see this time if it works or not. Okay. Good. If the errors are coming, at least you know how to fix them. Okay, so now the event has started. We have provided the input as A. Now it should come to task A and should start the automation. Now let's say, okay, very good. Now you see the automation has started. You're seeing everything live. And here is the automation. Hey there, I am task A. My job is to do addition of two numbers. Perfect. Let's give some number. Let's say I'm giving 20, the first number, and let's say I'm going to give 30, the second number, and click on OK. So the output is 50 and click on OK. Now the task A is completed. It should come to end A. You understood? Now you understood how you in the Maestro you are going to loop a RPA workflow. Very good. Now let's again go to design and then start a test once again. This time I'm going to give the value as B and hit on save and test. So you also have a process which is responsible for subtraction, right? So let's see. So now this will help you to clarify your concepts. If I come up with a very difficult use case, then it is slightly difficult to make sense for a beginner. So it becomes very easy when you start with the simple examples. Okay. Okay, now it should come to task B. Very good. So you see it's saying, hey there, I am task B. My job is to do subtraction of two numbers. I'm going to click on OK. Let's provide the very first number. Let me provide 100. Okay. And the second number, let me provide 10. So 100 minus 10 should be 90. Okay, so the output has come 90 and the automation has run. And this is a simple automation, but there could be an automation you can really run, right? A real automation which can be run following the same concept. Okay, now let the task end complete. So it is ended. So you see, now we have a new version of the Maestro project. What we should do next? Let's publish it to Orchestrator. I'm going to hit on publish. Okay, now the version number has changed. So I would say included task A and task B RPA or yeah, process automations. Task B automations that you have included. It was a plain last time. Now you have included a RPA, right? You have put a process automation. Now I'm going to hit on publish. Okay, now this is published. Let's go back to Orchestrator. Now if I go back to the Orchestrator, if I hit on the process, okay, now here you see there's a small icon. That means there is some new version is available. Click on this and okay, okay, it's not giving me option. Let me select this and then click on this button and then hit on confirm. Okay, now it has 1.0.1. This time I'm no more going to run from the UiPath Maestro. I'll come back to Orchestrator and from here I'm going to run it and we'll do a live monitoring. Okay, I'm going to start a job. It is asking me which one. So let's start with A. Hit on start. It's running. I'll go to Maestro and in the Maestro click on process instance. Open your project and here you see it is running. So this is what you have to click. And then you see a live instance. Let me slightly minimize and let me expand this. So you see now the task A has appeared on my screen and I'm going to click on OK. It is prompting me enter your first number. Let me enter 50 plus 60 should give me 110. It is giving me 110. Perfect. Great. So now the task, this process should end now. Okay, you are doing a live monitoring now. Understood? I think you should be happy. Now you can imagine what complex automations you can bring from your company, what they are doing. Can you bring some value here? So this can be a useful thing if they want to see how what is happening. So it give you a high level understanding of what how things are working. Okay, this one we have understood. Now let's do one thing. Let's go to processes, run it again. I'm going to give this time the value B, hit on start. Okay, it's running. Once again, go to the instance, just refresh it. Go one step back. So the one with this dot running, open that. So if you open, you should be able to see it. Okay, fit to view. What happens here? So now you can see, if you slightly zoom it, you can also minimize it. Okay, now you can see it is waiting for task B. So until I click on OK, it's still will be continuing like this, right? So let me click on OK. Hey there, I'm task B. My job is to do subtraction of two numbers. Okay, very good. Let's provide some number. Let's say 70. And then I'll say 10. So output should be 60. So now you see the output, the automation is running now behind the scene. And if I click on OK, now the end B, the task is completed. Do you see? So now we have integrated an RPA. The next thing is how to put a agentic automation in place. That also we are going to see. So the next stage after this is implementing a agentic process. And that we will do in the task any. So the next step or the next stage is implementing an agentic automation. For this, let's get back to our UiPath Studio. I'll click on home. I'm going to click on process and then create another process called task C or task any. Sorry, it's task any. Okay, so I've created task any. Now for task any, I'll be using the agentic process. Here I'm going to hit on create. Okay. Now in the create section, I'm going to use a input dialog box. Let's use a message box. So which will not a message box. I'll simply start this one. I will use a input dialog box. And using this input dialog box, I will ask the user enter the expression to calculate. It can be 1 plus 2 into 3 into 5 divided by 2. It can be a long expression also. The agent can do it because it's AI. So here I will say enter any expression. Okay, and I'm going to say not say enter, I'll say any expression. And then here I am going to say double quote enter any expression you would like to calculate or enter any expression, keep it simple, enter any expression for calculation. Okay, and colon this one. So here the person is going to enter it. So here I will keep it as text box and let me create a control plus K and I will say user underscore expression. This is the variable. So this variable I will keep it as a string variable itself because he will use brackets and many things. So let it be string variable. So once it does, right, this once the calculation is done, then finally I'll use a message box, and in the message box in between this, after it let's say 1 in bracket 1 plus 2 plus 3 bracket close, right? So that calculation the agent will do, and then the output will be printed here. So what I will do, this expression what I have created, instead of a variable, let me delete this. Let's create arguments. Okay, let me first create an argument called user underscore expression. Okay, so this is an argument which the process, this automation is going to pass it to the agent. Hence I will say out. Okay, I'll keep it as out underscore user expression. Okay, now what I will do, I'll keep it in a notepad just to avoid any doubt. So let me put it. Ayo. So copy, paste. It's not happening. Okay, let's leave it. So let's say out user expression I've created on out argument, and then after this I'll create another argument. So it has automatically updated out underscore user expression. Very good. The next thing what I'm going to do, the agent is going to process it, and then it is going to give the data to this automation to show it, to display it. So this is like a tool for the agent. So for this, I'm going to say, let me create a very argument here. Create an argument in because it is going to come into the workflow in underscore results. Okay, in underscore result, and this should be an in value, and whatever the value is, it should come. And this I will keep it as an integer. Okay, integer or string doesn't matter. Let it be string. Doesn't matter. It's finally it has to show. So I have got two arguments now in result out this one. So this is the two things I have created. I'm going to save this. I'm going to publish this. The project has validation errors. Let me see, because I think I did not use the let me minimize it. And here let's use in result. Okay, whatever the value will be there in the in result is going to appear. Done. Let's save this, and this task any I'm going to publish it. Task any, and this task any, let me publish it next, and let me publish it in the Maestro project feed, and then I'm going to hit on publish. Okay, very simple. It has an input dialog box, it has an output message box. This is the tool the agent is going to use it. Okay, so now let's go back to Orchestrator, and in the Orchestrator let me go to Maestro project automations, and let me add a process. I'm going to use task any. See, it has appeared here, and it has got two arguments. One is the input. In result will be input coming from the agent. Out user expression is something, whatever it is going to collect from the user is going to pass it to the agent. Okay, that's why I have created as output. So next, and I'm going to create. Okay, so if I close it now, under the Maestro project I have got task any. This is a simple RPA workflow or the automation. Okay, so I have got task one. Now the next thing, we have to build an agent. For this we'll go here, and I'm going to go to studio. To build an agent you have to go to studio. Okay, let me open studio. All right, now in the studio, let's click on create new. So here you see there is a button called create new. I'm going to click on this, and then here I'm going to click on agent. I'm going to click on agent. I'm going to click on agent. So I'm going to click on agent, and here the autopilot would start. I'm going to simply write what I need. Build a calculator agent which can calculate any kind of expressions. Okay, and I'm going to hit on generate agent. So it is going to automatically do things for you. You don't have to literally know how it functions. I mean, it's autopilot AI will do and fill your agent. If you're interested to learn how to build agent, I have already created a playlist that you should watch. Okay, so now it is saying, okay, thank you for providing the description for the calculator agent. I would be happy to help you. It's going to create it. So now the very first thing, system prompt. There is something called system prompt. There is something called user prompt. As I said, if you want to know what is system prompt, what is user prompt, there is a separate session. I have kept it on my YouTube channel. Right now, system prompt review suggestion. Okay, so you see it has written it for you. You are an advanced calculator AI assistant. Your primary function is to accurately calculate and solve a wide range of mathematical expressions. You can handle basic arithmetic, algebra, trigonometry, calculus, or okay, it is building a strong agent. Performing basic arithmetic, handling complex data. So it has written everything. Okay, So in the system prompt, I would like to, let me accept it first. Okay. I would like to give some instruction. Always show your work by providing step-by-step solution when possible. If an expression is ambiguous, respond with precision and clarity. Always double check your calculation before providing an answer, like that you have written. Okay. Now here, somewhere here, I am going to write something. What I will say, I am going to use a tool. Okay. First of all, let's accept everything. Huh? First of all, before you make changes, first let's accept everything. Then there is a user prompt. Let's click on review suggestion. So it's going to prompt calculate the following mathematical expression. It will going to give you a prompt where you have to type your expression. I'm going to hit on accept, and then input schema, review on suggestions, and I'm going to hit on, you can review it here, expression. So there is a variable called expression which is going to hold that value, and this is a string kind of a variable. That's okay. And I'm going to hit on accept suggestion. And then tools, it's saying for calculator agent, we do not necessarily need an external tool. Correct, that's correct. So there is no more review, so leave it. Now let's get back and you can minimize the autopilot. So this is what your autopilot has created. Now you have to do certain changes. What I will do, I'll click on add to. Okay, and just now we have created a task any process. So I'm going to use the task any process. Okay, now this task any process, in result, there is something called in underscore result, which is a output it should get from the variable. Click, if you click here, edit description, describe how agent should fill this field when calling the tool. Okay, how it should use it is asking you. So here I'm saying agent should provide the final output to this variable. Okay, I'm going to return save. Okay, so I have given that. Okay, how to use this in result, I have showed it. So now I also have one more thing. That's okay. So I got the in result I have entered. Now what I want here, whatever the expression way, how this you should get the expression. Okay, so here I should say this is the user prompt. Um, in the system prompt, I will tell user, I'll say important, you should uh, get the value for the, this is the variable, okay, for this one by using the tool. What is the tool name? Task underscore any. Tool named, that is automation. Okay, automation task underscore any. That means you have to use that tool and you should get the value for the expression by using the tool name task any. The task any is a RPA workflow which will prompt the user for the expression. And then what is the variable? Let's go back to the studio. The variable that will hold the expression is this one, right? Out user expression. Okay, from the task any workflow, use the argument named this one, out user expression. We'll put in double quote so that the AI will understand. Okay, so here what I'm saying, you should get the value for the expression by using the tool name task any. The task any is a RPA workflow which will prompt the user for the expression from the task any workflow. Use this argumented named out user expression. Okay, use the argumented name, argument value of, okay, equals to expression. So you can write it in your own way and make it more accurate. So I'm simply writing it. Okay, this is what I have written and that is what it should do. So now it has got a result and XYZ, it will automatically understand, it will use the tool. Now what you have to do before you publish this agent which you have built, it's always good practice to run it. Okay, so I'm going to run it, and then I'm going to hit on. It is asking for initially only it's asking for this expression, so I'm not going to use this expression. Let me hit on save and test. Okay, now it should use this tool. Okay, agent is running. Now it has called the tool. See, RPA tool has come. It is understood. Okay, I have to use the tool now. Enter any expression for calculation. So let's enter some complex one. 1 plus 2 plus 3 multiplied by 4 divided by 2, and then parenthesis close, and I'm going to hit on OK. So now, okay, so the message box has come as OK. Now let me click on OK. So what we can do, uh, let me see, wait for agent. Okay, let me stop this. Let's go back to the studio, and here let's see, wait for, okay, so it has used one tool, but the second message box, because it is directly running, it's not able to show it. Okay, so what I will do, I'll do slight changes. Let me delete this. This is to collect the data. Let me save it, and this one, in result, I'm going to delete this. I'm going to save this, and I'm going to publish this once again. Hit on publish. So now this automation where I had a message, I have just removed that. Now let's go back to Orchestrator. Now in the Orchestrator, go to Maestro project, go to automations. Now this task any has been updated. Let me click on this, updated. So now it has got only one thing. So I have to slightly change. Let us create one more process to display the output. Okay. So here, this is saved. Here I will create another process, display task any, create, and in this one I would have a message box. And here I'll create an argument called, you can do more smarter way, but yeah, so let me create an argument which should get value from this one, in underscore agent result. Okay, so it should get the value. Let me create an argument, not a variable. In underscore agent result, and I'm going to make it in, and let it be string, doesn't matter, and I'm going to minimize this, and I'm going to simply say in underscore agent result. Okay, this is another argument I've created. I'm going to save this, I'm going to publish it. I'll tell you how to use it in the agent. Hit on next, hit on publish. Okay, this is also published. Let's go back to Orchestrator, our process. Let me select that display task any, and then hit on next. Okay, so if you see, this in agent result is an input, so it is going to get the input from the agent. Okay, so hit on next, and then hit on next, hit on create. Okay, so now the display task any automation is also in place. I'll go back to the agent. Okay, so here in the agent I will slightly modify the instruction, and I'm going to say task any in RPA workflow, which will prompt the user for expression from the task any out task any. So here out user expression coming from the first, this one where it will receive the this one, the user expression it will receive, and then next I'll say important Um, let's add the next tool, add tool, and here I will use the next automation process which I have just published, which is display any. Okay, so here the display any has in underscore agent result. This is another this one. So here I will say click here to describe how the agent should fill this field when calling the tool. So I will say the agent should use this to display the output, display the output or final result, and I'm going to return save. Now let's see the first one what I've written. um, in underscore result, this anyways it's not using it, so let's remove that and let's add this because this got an upgrade, right? Let me remove this. Let me add that tool once again, task any. Okay, and task any now has now been upgraded, right? So let's do a refresh first. Scroll down. Let me remove the task any, and in the orchestrator task any, sorry, I think the task any I did not upgrade it, right? Did I upgrade? Let me recall. Go to home, open the task any. So task any has got only one input dialog box, and with respect to argument, we have only out user expression. This is the only argument. Okay, we don't have any other argument. Let me publish this also if I have not hit on publish. This got published. Let's go back, let's refresh it, and now if you see the task any has got an upgrade. Select this, upgrade it. So I slightly modified the process, that's all I did. Okay, now if I go to the agent, if I add the tool task any, okay, now you see the task any, I don't understand why it is showing the in result still when I don't have that anymore, right? That's the problem. Add tool. um, okay, task any, I think I should select this Maestro project. Okay, I should select from the folder. I was selecting different wrong folder. Task any. Now this one, you see, it now doesn't show any variables. Perfect. So again, the instruction would remain the same. Only thing I have to write here, one more instruction is important. Display the final output by using the tool named, what is the tool name? The tool name is display task any. Named display task hyphen any. Okay, display task hyphen any. Um, pass the value to the what is the argument name? Click on the tool. Here the argument name is in underscore agent result. Pass the final output value to in underscore agent result argument of the tool. Okay, in underscore agent result, this I'll keep it in double quote. Let me verify it once again by going to the tool. So I've created two small automation process to display. Okay, so in underscore agent result. So this is where, so before I publish this particular agent, let's name it. Right click on the solution and I will say agent calculator. Okay, first I will change the name of the solution, and let's first test it how it is working. Okay, first of all we have to test that. So here I'm not going to use this prompt. I'm going to hit on save and test. So first of all, it should call the very first tool task any, right? This process should run and should ask me for the input. You can do it in various ways, it doesn't matter. So you see the RPA workflow has come. Enter any expression for calculation. So here I'm saying, let's enter 1 plus 2 plus 3 multiplied by 4 divided by 2 and parenthesis close. It's a long expression I have written. I'm going to hit on OK. All right, now it should use the second tool to display the output. Last time it was not showing. That was the problem, right? It is only showing here in the this one. So let's wait. Okay, you see the step-by-step solution for the expression 1 plus 2 is 2. Start with this. So final answer is 9. And it has explained the steps. So this is what I want. Okay, now I got it. Now my agent is built. My agent is built. All I'm going to do, okay, it's still running. Let me stop it. Okay, it has stopped automatically. Good. So now I have to publish this. So hit on publish. And here the name is agent calculator. And I will say change log. This agent uses two RPA work you say process automations automations to show to get the expression and to show the result. Perfect. Hit on publish. Wait. I made a mistake. Anyways, we'll see. Publish started. Now wait for a second. It will display the message. So here, this message when it comes, click on check package. So this will take you to Orchestrator. This will take you to Orchestrator. Now, how do you come to Orchestrator in case you miss this page? That also I'll show you. So in the Orchestrator, go to Solutions. Okay. In the solution, you would be able to see the package, Agent Calculator. This is another way, but you will get this. So click on this three dots and hit on deploy package, or else in the Orchestrator also you can come to the solution and hit on this three dots and deploy package. This both are same. I'll just follow the original method, hit on deploy package. So here while deploying, slightly be careful. Agent calculator is the name. Destination folder, where would you like to deploy it? I want to use the Maestro project. So I'll deploy it there. Install as new root folder under tenant, not required. Solution root folder name is agent calculator. Leave everything as it is. After only select the destination folder and hit on deploy. Okay, now wait for a few minutes for it to deploy. Okay, hooray, your deployment starting. Keep an eye on this page for its status. So now it is showing in progress. You can simply refresh. If it is a very huge one, it might take a little time. Otherwise, it should happen quickly. Okay, now you can see the deployment is successful. Now, when this deployment is successful, where can I find? Go to Maestro projects, automations. Okay, so here if you see, sorry, it is already deployed. Do you see solution.agent.test calculator? Let me, not this one. So it has not still appeared. So what do you do? Sorry, that was a different one. Forget about this one. What do you do? Add process. It is deployed. All you do, select this agent calculator agent.agent. So this is what the name just now we have deployed. Select this. Agent calculator is the name we have given, right? So select this, and here expression you don't have to give anything. Input. Okay, let's start with some expression. Let's say 1 plus 2 plus 3 3 plus 4 divided by 2 and then close it. Done, and then hit next. Process task any, display task any. This is the agent which will be using two processes. Hit on next. Display name, I'm going to leave everything as it is, and I'm going to create. So what happened? This agent is now created. You see, agent calculator is created. How to use it in Maestro? Let's see that. That is the important step now. Let us go back to the Maestro. Let me enlarge this page. In the task any, let's open the property panel. Okay, I will, yeah, let's open the property panel. Now in the property panel, here you have the actions. Click on the actions, and in this one, the option that I'm going to select, start and wait for an agent. start and wait for an external agent. So I'll use start and wait for agent, and I'll click on this drop down. So you have lot many agents, agent Rakesh, agent calculator. This is what I have to use. This is under the Maestro project. I'm going to select this agent. Okay, now this agent output step result explanation data, everything will come automatically. Input, leave it. So now the agent has got all this information auto filled. Now let's see what is the error. Now the error is expression. So it is asking for an expression. So the expression, let's give some expression, some default expression here. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 divided by 2, and I'm going to close this. Okay, oh, the error is gone. All right, now what I'm going to do, let's test it first before I publish this. I'm going to hit on test, and this time I'm going to type path C, and I'm going to hit on save and test. Now what would happen this time? Only difference is it is going to follow the task C, and this is a agentic task. So the agent, exactly how we run the debug and we saw how the agent was working, it should do the task. Let's see how it is working. All right, so delay has happened. Now it has come to agent. Now the agent should begin. The agent will use the prompt. You see, it has come. Do you see? Interesting. Enter any expression you want. Okay, let's enter some strong expression. 9 plus 5 plus 3 multiplied by 12 divided by 5 divided by 2, something like that. Okay, plus 9 multiplied by 2, something like that. It's a long expression I have written. Now let's see how this is going to work. I'm going to click on OK. So now the agent is working. It will do the all the calculation. After doing the calculation, it's going to display. It is going to use the another automation and going to display me the output. Wow, the final result of the expression is 8. So see the problem here, what happened? The input what we have given, it is using that. Okay, is 8. So here, what is the next step we should do? The expression what I have entered in the property panel, that is what happened here. Let's wait for a second. Okay, now it has got completed. So there are some basic mistakes are still there. That means the agent is using the expression what I provided, wherein I don't want to use this expression at all. Right? I don't want to use this expression at all here. I want the agent to not to ask this expression at all. Right? For this, what should we do? What should we do in this case? Right? So otherwise, it's prompting I entered some value, but it's not using that value. Let's go back to the agent. Okay, now in the agent, this is why it is asking, it is asking because here I have written some expression like that. That's why it is asking. So what I will do, I am going to delete this one here, and I am going to, I already have instructed here. You see, I have already instructed here, meaning it's not going to prompt me this expression. This expression will not prompt. It has already understood, okay, for this expression I have to use this one. Now let's run it again. So expression star, it's prompting because of the input argument, right? But I don't want to get a prompt. So for this, let's go to go to the data manager, and here in the expression, the mathematical expression to be calculated is an input that the bot requires. So I'm going to remove this. Okay, I'm going to remove this because I already said this is not a mandatory thing. Okay, or else I can, yeah, let's see if I run it. No, because the input is there. um, let's cancel it. let me delete this. Okay, so here I'm going to say important, you should get the value for the expression. I'm not going to use an input argument at all. Expression by using the tool named task any. Task any is a RPA workflow which will prompt the user for expression. From the task any workflow, use the argument value named out expression to calculate. Okay, I've written this. Now if I'm going to test on cloud, see, now it is not prompting processes, it's showing. That's all. Very good. Save and test. Let's see how this time it's going to work. I just made bit of modifications. Okay, enter an expression for calculation. Let's say I'm going to say let's give some strong expression like 10 divided by 2 multiplied by 5, something like that I've given. So 10, so what is the answer? Let's see. Okay, so now 10 divided by 2 multiplied by 5, so final answer is 25. So it is giving the good answer. Okay, good. Now this one, let me publish it again. So let it stop. It will automatically stop, or else you can manually stop it. Let me, yeah, it has stopped. Now hit on publish. Now the version number is 1.0.1. Expression input argument of the agent is removed, and I'm going to hit on publish. Let's see. Solution publish started. You will notified once it's complete. Okay, let's wait. Okay, now it's complete. Let's go back. Let's click on that link 1.0.1. Click on this deploy package. Okay, choose the folder Maestro project. That's all you have to be careful. And here I'm going to hit on deploy. Deployment with name agent calculator already exists, so it's not allowing to do us from here. It's okay. Let me go to Maestro project, go to automations. Agent calculator is already there. Let's select it and edit, and this time no, it's not showing me. Let's do one thing. Select this, and I'm going to delete this process. Okay, or else before I do this, let's go to tenant solution agent calculator. There's a deployment already available here. Upgrade, downgrade, you have this option. Okay, let's do this from here. Upgrade to 1.0.1, continue. So you don't have to delete and redo everything. So let's wait. Upgrade, deploy. Okay, hooray, your development is starting. Okay, now let's refresh this. Okay, now it is successful. If I go back to the Maestro project and click on automations, and here the agent calculator, which is like this, let's click on edit, and here 1.0.1 package has come. Let's select that and update it. Okay, now it is all green. Perfect. Now everything is all green. Now let's go back to our project, our Maestro project, and here let's select this. And first of all, let's make it as none. Okay, now let's select it, and in the action let us select start and wait for agent, and here in the agent now I am going to select agent calculator. So if you see, now the input parameter is not coming. That's all I wanted. Done. Now once this is done, let's have a test. So now it is only asking the path because Maestro is asking the path. So I have given test as C. Now in the Maestro it should start. I know we are going through so many complexities and challenges live. It's good. Now there's a delay. Okay. Now the agent should start. Very good. The agent has started. Let's give a simple expression. 10 divided, 10, yeah, 10 divided by 2 multiplied by 5. So 5 into 5, 25 it should come. Okay. So now see how the output is coming. We should calculate my expression, what I just gave. You see, 25. Let's test one more time, okay, with some other expression. Okay, it's still running. Let's see. Okay, now it's completed. Very good. Now let's run it once again with some other expression. So I'll go with the agentic automation path. This time, think of an expression. Okay, let's think of. Okay, for example, let's give some expression like 100 divided by 50. So the output should be 2, right? Plus 2. Click on OK. You can give big expressions also, but yeah, let's see. Okay, so the final answer is 4. Start with the given expression 10 divided by plus 2. The perform the division first. So the output is 2. So 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. The answer is 4. The calculation follows the standard order of operation, paid mass, pod mass, where division is performed before addition. So it is giving an explanation also. Now you saw how an agent work. So you have understood the concept. I faced so many problems. I fixed it live in front of you. Now just try it out, and in the comment section let me know, were you able to really reach till the end what I did. Okay, I want to see people, because only when you complete the entire video you have done your part and you have understood the entire concept. So please do let me know in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching, and do let me know if this video was helpful for you to learn this Maestro and implementing RPA workflows, and then implementing agentic automation on the Maestro platform.